Now, I'm sure all of you are getting pretty hungry, so my talk's not going to be too long, I promise, because they always say it's best to leave your audience before your audience leaves you. So that is my goal here today. Too often when people ask what reflection means, the answer people give is it's all about serious talk, conversation, and consideration on a certain topic. But our goal as individuals, our goal as leaders in our society should be more than that. Reflection is about who you are as an individual and where you want your life to be. We have to be able to look to the future and see what holds us together. And oftentimes it's because of past experiences, whether those experiences were good or whether they were bad. In order to reflect on our own lives, we have to begin by developing our own interest to encourage and engage with each other, our communities, and most importantly, ourselves. In other words, we all in society have to take action of our own lives before we can take action on anything else. We need to take action. We have to initiate the process of getting involved with ourselves and the people who bring us up by reflecting on all the positive things in our lives. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was born as a crack baby. Went into the foster care system at the age of 6 weeks. Was on oxygen for the first year and a half of my life. Drug addict of a mom. No life ahead of her, constant in and out of incarceration. I never knew what being a kid really was. Had a small house, shared a room with 6 other people. Had hopes as a child, but never really had any accomplishments. I think to myself as I went into the foster care system, was that the best move for me? And it was. I was taken care of by my foster mom, Chris, who devoted her life to the 7 other children that she took in. And out of that, I knew we had everything provided to us, the clothes on our backs, the roof over our head, and most importantly, I had plenty to eat. I knew this because every time I'd ask for a second, she'd say, "No, you've had plenty." I would bounce back and forth back to my biological mom, foster care system, biological mom, foster care system. This went on for many years, where I was later taken back into custody. My biological dad took custody of me. Lived with him for a short few years is what it seemed like. He ended up passing away when I was 12 years old due to liver failure and kidney disease from the drugs and alcohol addiction that he had. My dad became one of my best friends at that time. And when someone you love is taken from your life, oftentimes we look at life as an epic failure. My biological parents had no education. My foster mom, very successful, however. So why do I say I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth? I say this because I was always taught that life is a matter of making choices, whether those choices are good choices or whether they are bad choices. Actions are what make us who we are as individuals. Don't forget, you never have a second chance to make that good first impression on yourself. But if you decide to go out, you get an education, you're willing to work hard, overcome any obstacle that comes in a way or in your way, you can amount to something. I was taught personal responsibilities for the choices that you make. What is it that you want to do with your life? What are those choices that you're making every day? Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they bringing you up? Is people reflecting back on your actions to help better themselves as individuals? Those are questions that we have to ask ourselves every day of our lives. I've done a lot of dumb things, I'll admit that. But taking time for myself and staying true to the character and leader that I've developed in was never one of those things. You know the rule of life that says you're either dying or you're either growing? A tree is always dying. A tree is always growing. So is a business. So is a person. And it doesn't have to do with age. It has to do with you trying to better yourself and prove that you can make and amount to anything. And you can make it to that top and you can say, you know what? This is pretty good. I like where I'm at. Let's not take risks anymore. I finished third in the nation for being the most successful entrepreneurs of my generation. People called me an idiot. Guy finishes last in med school. They call him doctor. That doesn't seem fair at all, does it? My point is, with great gratitude and being grateful for the person you are is what's going to help you better yourself as an individual. I later moved to the great state of Florida, where the average age was deceased. I was not happy where I was. And what I mean by that, it's not about being happy in the city, the state itself. It's about who I was as an individual. I was not happy with what I was doing with my life. That is where I came up with this business. I founded Success Solutions 4.5 years ago. Started speaking to high schools, then partnered with universities, and then partnered with small businesses, which turned into bigger businesses, which became partners with some of the largest companies in the world. And I learned through all of my endeavors and all the experiences I've attained along the way these past 4 years, I've learned that we all have something that we need to hope for, something we have to dream of, a goal we want to accomplish. Life does not have to be complicated. Look at Lou Holtz and what he did with Notre Dame. The rainbow only has 7 colors. Look what Michelangelo did with those 7 colors. There are only 7 musical notes. Look what Beethoven did with those musical notes. There are only 10 numbers. Hell, look what Bernie Madoff did with those 10 numbers. Life does not have to be complicated. It really doesn't. In our world, we have to ask ourselves if we are okay with where we are. And most of the time when you ask yourself that, the answer that comes back is no. I want to do something to help better myself so I can help better other people get to where they want to be. You're going to have people come in your life, try to bring you down, make you feel bad, may just say some things just to get in your head, like tell you look dumb doing what you do. I've heard it plenty of times. Why do you start a business? Why do you have to wear a suit every day? It's my choice. And you know what I tell them? Well, boo on you and your idea of me and bringing me down, because I know I look good in what I wear. And I just push those negative folks and negative people over to the curb, because that is a negativity that brings us all down. We have to be strong individuals. We have to step up and amount to something, because that is our purpose in this world. Now, the reality is those same people that bring you down are going to be the same people 10 years from now that comes up to you, going to be knocking on your door saying, hey, I see y'all have a vacancy. Like, I'm looking for a job. And you're going to turn to them and you're going to be like, I don't think so. Check me out on LinkedIn, because I don't know what you're doing anymore. I haven't talked to you since then. It's those types of people that you have to make sure that you're giving them positive results based on the negativity that's been brought into your life. The same people you see going up the ladder are the same ones you see coming back down. That is why you should be careful to who you speak to. Remember this: you have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. That means you can see it twice, you can hear it twice, as much as you can say it only once. You have to make a conscious decision in your life to do something different. And when you do, that is when your life begins to change. And if there's one thing that I want you all to leave here with, something I want you to remember, something I want you to take back to your family, your kids, your schools, your classes, organizations, meetings, is this: if the mind can conceive it, and the heart can believe it, then the hands can achieve it, because it all begins in the mind. If the mind can conceive it and the heart can believe it, then the hands can achieve it, because it all begins in the mind. So I have no idea what most of you are going to be doing 2 years, 12 years, or 20 years from now. Have no idea. But what I do know is that you all have the capacity to achieve greatness. That's right. Now, I'm only speaking to one person in this room, and that person is sitting in your chair. That's right. Check yourself out. You look good. Don't worry about all those other people around you. You all took the initiative. The people watching at live stream today, you all took the initiative to get here, to watch it. You took the initiative to take action of your own lives, to reflect back on what you want to do as an individual to help you progress. Own it. Own yourself. Own it like the same way that you ended up here today. There's other people that probably should have been here, people who think they deserve this chair, but they don't. You have that chair for a reason. You're watching live for a reason. Each and every one of you made it this far. We have to remember, we will never see September 30th, 2017 again. We will never see it again. This is a day that we own. Finally, I would like to end with this advice as you hopefully go back to your communities, go back to your jobs. Taking action and improving on who you are also means opening yourself up to failures, which can oftentimes result in the risks of failing at life. But that is not the case at all. The common view of confidence is that it is derived from knowing whether you succeed or fail, but from seeing the value in both outcomes. Know that the choices you make, not the chances you take, determines your success in life. Don't let success complacent. Sometimes a competitive edge is what often separates those who come in first and those who come in second. Even Steve Jobs, one of the most arguably successful entrepreneurs of our time, occasionally failed. When he was fired from Apple in 1985, Jobs said, "I didn't see it then, but getting fired from Apple was one of the best things that could ever happen to me." When a person is challenged, he or she will be able to challenge themselves independently, spiritually, and emotionally. Every successful person has gone through a challenge one way or another, which has empowered them to become who they are today. I challenge each of you, go back to the community, prepare to take risks so that the next time someone asks you what reflection means to you or how you're reflecting on your life, you can tell them to pull up a chair because it's going to take a while. I never let failures get in the way, and neither should you. Do not ever embrace excuses. Instead, embrace solutions. I leave with this final thought that I live by every day of my life. Thanks to the people I've met along the journey, credible staff, and most importantly, Byron Garrett, who's helped me accomplish great things. And it is called the ABCs of life, and it goes like this. Take the A to accept the challenge. Take the B to believe in the cause. Take the C and know that the choices you make, not the chances you take, determines your success in life. Take the D to define yourself. Develop your own goals and objectives to get you somewhere in life. Take the E to expect failure, but also to expect successes. Take the F to fight on, be faithful, and finish whatever it is you start. Take the G to gravitate towards positive, successful people for the right reasons at the right time. Take the H and harness everything that's in you, not to be rich or wealthy, but to be happy, because happiness is something that money cannot afford. Take the I to initiate the process of getting involved so you still learn how to learn every day of your life. Take the J and know that jealousy gets you nowhere, but you must always justify your actions before you do anything else. Take the K and keep on kicking it on and kick those negative folks and negative habits to the curb. Take the L to learn how to learn so you still learn something new every day. And then you take the M and you make that money. But remember, if you run out, you can always thank that great aunt for more money, more money, more money. But you remember that great song that says the more money you have, the more problems you will see. That is why we base our worth based upon what's in our mind and heart and not what's parked in our driveway, what's hanging in our closet. Take the N to never, never, never say never. And then you take the O to organize your life and order your steps. Take the P and do me a personal favor. Put first things first and practice whatever it is you preach. Take the Q and quit quitting. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Take the R to respect people based upon their skills, talents, and achievements and respect them on nothing else. Take the S to stay strong to your values, your beliefs, and don't ever sell out to your friends, even your family. Take the T and travel that long road to equality because we still have a long ways to go. Or you take the U to utilize your network with someone else's to do well in life. Take the V to visualize it. Only when you see it can you be it. Then you take the W and you work till all your work is done. And the personal favorite letter of the alphabet, which is X, which simply stands for X-ray your own life for improvements. Not mine, not your coworkers, not your neighbors, not your friends, not your classmates, not anybody else, not your teachers, not Pookie, Ray Ray, Boo Boo, nobody else. X-ray your own life for improvement. What's that mean? We have 24 hours in a day, 12 hours to mind our business, 12 hours to take care of our business. Leaves you zero time for anybody else's business. X-ray your own life for improvements. Take the Y to yield to opportunity, and above all things, take the Z to zealously strive to achieve. I'm JT Molina speaking for life. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? Thank you.